practice one, but yeah, they would be good.
I just need a pillow to put my arm on.
All right, whatever. We're recording. I mean, we heard that audio. That was solid, right? We'll just have to
I probably shouldn't put my feet up like this.
use our editing skills.
Is this good?
Once again.
All right.
Yeah.
Delilah, you can sit here, but patiently. Right here.
We'll
Sit
have to
right
see
there.
after.
Sit right there. Sit right there and be good. Be good. Sit. Come on. Okay, but stay. Sit. Okay, and just stay there. There we go.
All right.
Do not make a noise. Don't be crazy.
She was home alone for 13 hours.
I know. I see this. Just
She's
chill.
like,
Chill the fuck out. Let's not put our snout.
She's just happy she's not alone right now.
Okay. No. Go back.
All right.
Go back and sit.
So I
Are you
feel
recording
like
already?
yeah.
Wait,
I mean, we're gonna have to.
Oh, you can't see it, can you?
Nah,
No.
we're not gonna be able to have
All
the
right.
same
Well,
setup.
let's get the fucking topic, and we can always cut this part out.
Yeah.
Well, let's do like a 2-minute video and then see how it looks from this position, like from where it is.
All right. I mean, I might as well just stop it now.
Let me
Whatever,
let me
right?
just fucking look at it. Let me just look at it like this.
It doesn't matter. It's up to you if you
me
want to
see.
record now.
Yeah.
Looks pretty
Be the
good.
boss.
Android slide to the right a little bit, but it's just me. You're good. I mean, everybody's visible, so that's what's important.
Right.
Okay. No.
I'll slide to the right.
Yeah, just like then you'll be perfect.
I really want to put my feet up, but it probably looks bad if I do that.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. I'm leading you on. I'm following you on this one, Gavin.
Right. So I'm thinking of starting where it all began. I mean, what were some of the first video games you guys played growing up? I was
Fucking Age of Empires.
The first.
really.
I swear I loved Age
You
of
not on
Empires.
console first? Like N64 was one of the first shit I played. Like
No, the first thing I got was
Mario
a
Party.
PS1.
Ah.
PlayStation, yeah. And I
Same.
remember I played like
Same.
I didn't get the Nintendo. I played those fucking army, like those little army soldiers. Like I played a game with that.
Okay.
You know the little like green army soldiers.
Right. That was a PlayStation
Was it like
game.
a Toy
right.
Story game?
It was kind of like Toy Story, but you were like the army soldiers, right? Like
Like the
those,
little army soldiers from
yeah,
Toy Story?
Yeah.
Well, like kind of, the green ones with
It's just
were in
around
Toy
that
Story,
thing
remember?
based on.
It
But
was, yeah.
but they're just their own thing outside of Toy Story,
And then there was
They're just little-
They have
Spyro.
their
Was it
own, yeah.
Spyro, the fucking dragon?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
probably one of the first I played too. That's back in the Blockbuster Hollywood video days. You know what I mean? Going to rent them, all that. I mean, did you ever think people could ever get make a living off of playing video games then?
No, definitely not.
Right?
Definitely not. No.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's like it's kind of slowly evolved, right? Because I feel like the games have had to advance far enough for people to have as much fun playing them and want to keep doing it like day in day out.
Yeah.
But like even back
Have
when
games evolved or have we evolved?
Both.
well, yeah, right. We're never satisfied, right?
Well, but like think
anytime
about-
we make it.
My first
Just
video
think
game
about
ever
it.
was
What-
Crash Bandicoot.
What was it?
Oh,
Remember Crash Bandicoot? That's a throwback.
I know
yes, sir. Oh,
It's like this little
I know
fox
that.
looking guy.
Yes.
It's
Yes, I
classic.
remember that
It's
shit.
PlayStation
Yes,
as
yes,
well,
yes. I
yeah.
played that one
That
as
was my
well.
first game ever.
With like the wood, like there was like something with like wood.
you have to like
and
spin
boxes.
around.
Oh, yeah, all
and-
boxes
yeah, there was
everywhere, yeah.
boxes.
break stuff.
Yeah,
and
with
get
the little
points.
yellow X's on them or red or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
But like, I mean, if you think about it, right? What is sports? Like why do we idolize and lift up just like physical? Like tennis players. Why do we idolize football players?
Right.
Soccer
It's the
players?
competition, right?
It's just the It is. It's
because
the
they
same
care
thing.
about who's the best. I feel like that's one of the reasons I pay attention to the video game tournaments. I want to know who's the best in the world at this, right?
Exactly. Like who's but that's what it's but sports in themselves, like if you look at a game just as a game, like it's just a game. And
Right.
in essence it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But when you get into it, and the same thing was like, why do I care, how many goals this guy scored?
Right. But don't you think you can appreciate a sport
Definitely.
more that you played yourself?
Mhm.
Like I
The
feel like
only
you
thing-
can
the only-
basketball, football, whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
who hasn't played video games?
The only thing that real life
Right.
sports have that esports doesn't have is like nationalism or like statism,
But we can have that.
like cheering for your home team.
That'll be the
No, but
that'll
they
be the future.
Overwatch
That'll be
League.
the future.
Have you heard of it?
Okay,
Overwatch League literally has LA,
Down.
New York, all those kind of teams. Like
Stay,
Overwatch is
sit,
Blizzard. They
sit.
make that too.
Oh, it does?
Mm-hmm.
Sit.
It literally, they're the LA
Sit.
Knights, all that. So
Good
they're
answer.
creating
Good-
that
good answer.
slowly, but it's really. I feel like one of the things esports is really lacking is that, of course, the people that play them are not big personalities. They're nerdy. They
Yeah.
don't want to, even be on camera for the most part. And you see these announcers and stuff trying to drag a lot out of them, but you know what I mean? It's like the kind of people that play video games for like religiously are often not very social.
No, and that is kind of an aspect of it. I mean, but like then again, look at some of our prominent figures. You know, like I can compare people like listen to like Elon Musk when he talks. You know, that guy's just straight up nerd, but he's you know worldwide. You know, like Bill Gates, they were all a bunch of nerds.
Yep.
You know, Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? These guys were all socially awkward.
It's a different level though, but they are forced into needing to public speak for the most part, right?
That is, and I think that's the future of this. Eventually, it will end up being just as prominent, you know, as.
Well, and that's the thing though. Some people like bounce out of competing like professionally, you know, against other teams nationally to just do that streaming thing I was just showing you.
Yeah.
They're more of just an entertainment, like it's your show, Twitch TV. It's like your channel, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like a YouTube channel. You have
Yeah.
that channel, and then you don't even need to be the best or anything. Then you're just like, you know, you have those loyal followers that are watching you play anything. So
Exactly.
it's
Little followers.
loyal
That's
followers.
disrespectful.
What do you think the future is of that? Like, do you think
loyal followers?
Do you
Yeah.
think we'll end up with like? I mean, has there been an international competition where like each country sends teams out? And I can
Oh,
see
like
that.
Olympic style?
Yeah, like an Olympic style, like esports.
There hasn't been a big one like that. Like where it'd be I thought about doing that with friends where you play like say a certain set of games, right? Just like they pick sports for Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be like, you know, those top ones, right?
Yeah.
Like get your team together, USA. They haven't done that. That yet. It's always each individual.
I mean, in theory, when you know, I mean, you could end up like, I mean, well, but that's what like things like you know you see the like PUBG. Right,
Yeah.
like that's kind of you end up on a team and you can actually pick your team. So you come up with like a team. When you pick your team, you know it has a tendency of being people of the nation that you were from, that you're playing. With,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
It's like people that you know, somebody
You know,
you went to
it's the same
college with,
thing.
somebody.
But
in
I
school.
wonder.
And then you verse like against somebody in like, for instance, against a bunch of kids from like Saudi Arabia and like a bunch of kids from
Yeah, yeah.
China. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
And you
this is the future. They are kind of doing that.
Yeah.
In a way.
you gotta wonder how much like. Because aren't there things in the Olympics where people don't necessarily even live in that country anymore, or you know,
Yes,
they come to
yes.
America
Yeah.
from Germany, whatever, but they're on the American team. You know what I mean? It's
Or
they'll still
yeah.
be on the
The German team, yeah. A lot
Right.
of I know a lot of Serbian players that play the NBA here will actually play basketball in the Olympics for Serbia.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they can like choose at the time, right?
It's their
up to them.
nationality. It's
Yeah.
up to them. At that point, it's not so much money as it is kind of like
Right.
national pride. Right?
Yep,
Like that's
yep.
what it is. Yeah.
No, it's cool to see, but yeah, I wonder how it'd be different for esports, really.
I mean, I don't see I feel like in the future, I mean, if this gets so popular and it gets so prominent, which like I mean, everybody and anybody can play. You don't need some super physical abilities to be able to be good at video games, right?
Right. Everyone's on the same playing field. That was one of the main things, right? Doesn't matter if you're 7 foot, you know, or you're only 5 foot. You are given the same tools. You know, you have the same controllers, so you start in an equal playing field. Everyone does, and that's what makes it really interesting.
And it's just about like perfecting that. So it's not necessarily like you know, like I mean, if you're 5'4", you can't play you're not going to be good at
no
basketball.
matter how good you are.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good. Yeah.
You're gonna get dwarfed, you know, like in the NBA it's gonna matter how tall you are at the end of the day. Like yeah, of course there are very short NBA players that were successful, but for the most part it very much helps.
Or another thing
taller.
that's cool that you want to consider, like let's say like I mean if you are considering, you wouldn't need like a lot of people that are disabled can be competitive in these kinds of fields.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep. Oh yes, dude.
So that's huge. It puts everyone at an equal level.
Right.
That's
There's
really cool.
a guy literally that plays this World of Tanks game. Yeah, literally like no, arms at all, and like there's things built into the game like mods you can make just specifically for those people, and it's really awesome
I
because
think that's really cool for those I mean for them.
Right.
It puts everyone equal. Like it's not like you don't need a special Olympics.
Yep.
We're all kind of the same.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's pretty cool.
All
Yeah,
playing the
that's
same
neat.
game.
That's a really nice concept.
Yeah. I think that's I mean that's something to consider. I don't know why they wouldn't. I know that they were like very apprehensive at looking at this as a sport initially, right? And ESPN and all of them, they were like kind of like, well, I don't know, that's not a sport. Is that a sport?
Right,
Why
right.
wouldn't it be?
I think just more money had to be drawn to it.
That's what it is.
It took time for like the sponsors, you know what I mean, to get involved in like for how like but not many people like build PCs like that. Some of these things, require PCs to have, and like it wasn't as common, right?
Yeah.
And now they're just making it more affordable overall, even though Bitcoin fucked up all the graphics card stuff, like how they shot up whatever because of that. But still, you don't need.
What does Bitcoin do?
Oh, because they were using graphic cards to. That's
To
what was
mine,
doing the
Bitcoin mining.
for the mining. That was the like blockchain. It was all. It's all kind of on these graphics cards.
And because of the kind of computing it does, but it's
Where
just
that mess
funny that the prices of them skyrocketed
Because there was a need.
like hundreds of
There
dollars.
was these giant. There's these giant facilities that just do mining, and it's just a giant facility of just graphics cards.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like that's all it is. You know.
So yeah, if you were just a casual gamer then, and your graphics card costs like $300 for a good one, all of a sudden it's like $500 for that same card. So because they control the market. There's very few players in the graphics card industry. Yeah, like AMD and Nvidia and.
I don't know they use graphics cards to mine Bitcoin. That seems kind of weird.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But
what is it? It takes a lot of like what? I don't know if I'm using the right terminology. There's a lot of CPU, right, or something like that. I don't know if that's right.
It's like
what is it?
It's a different type
and that's a lot of energy.
But it can do more. The type of processing that graphics cards do, from what I remember, it's like you need as many like calculations, like different. I don't even know how to explain it, actually. I have to look it up. But it can do more calculations a second because like that's what it's made to do with all the video, like the bits and everything. And that's just more than like your regular CPU, the way it handles like the threads and stuff that it's calculating.
It's a lot slower, right?
Right. It just has more processes to compute things, I think, overall. You know what I mean? Say it has like 24 things at a time that it's going to compute as opposed to a CPU only has like 8 or something.
Yeah, and then something as complex as blockchain would need something like that.
Right? You just want more available, more calculations available.
Yeah, more efficiency. That's interesting. Yeah, but I mean, with respect to that, I'd say, I mean, like with respect to the future of esports, I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, with so many people actually being able to play competitively, and like so many people that are good at it, and these kids that are growing up playing these things, not necessarily, you can only play soccer for so long. You need a group of people online. You can go online any day. You can find that group of people and have that game right then and there. People are going to get better and better and more efficient if they already aren't at that than they are at just general sports.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Where's it gonna go from there? Because people are gonna get better. I think it's gonna get more popular, like you're saying. I mean, obviously, more people, more attention on it, and I don't know. I think the teenager thing, because really, I feel like teenagers, somewhat drive. Some of culture and all that, right? Is where all the money is, right? Mm-hmm. The parents, have the fucking kids or whatever they want, that they're gonna get. And I think, that's why Fortnite blew up, right? Because so many teenagers, kids loved it, got attached to it, and
it's what is it, number 2 now in the world? Like
it shot up
for money. Yeah.
For when it came out, it shot up, just so fast comparatively to all other. Really
and like I said, I tried Fortnite and I could not do it. But here's another thing, right? Not everybody's gonna be able to build a computer. Not everybody, the whole wide world. Like think like people in Africa, think people in like India, right? Mm-hmm. They can't all build a computer like that to play certain games. But games like Fortnite, games like PUBG, that are like competitive. They're fairly simple, games. You can run that on your phone.
That's important.
That just creates it brings so many more people, less fortunate people into that whole playing field.
The devices, that's the thing, and for me, it's like how precise can the controls be on a phone to make it like competitive?
Because it's tough.
One of the one of the things that makes separates all the top players at some of esports is because games like StarCraft have so many buttons in like the APM, the actions per minute. You're hitting a lot of buttons, and that's what separates the players, right?
Yeah, and then at that point, it's like how fast is your internet? How fast how fast does that compute to that playing field?
No,
that all comes into play.
Wait, is internet speed factor?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean where you're from, where you want a good connection, but that's why all the biggest tournaments occur at LANs. You know what I mean? Where it's live, you're connected. There's no lag that can happen then, right? But whenever you're playing online, all these teams are practicing, or they have some tournaments where it's going to be online, and that that has to factor in. But everyone's on the same playing field that way.
If you're doing it like competitive, and let's say everybody's really good, you don't lag. Like imagine you're out there and it starts lagging, you are fucked. You know what I mean? Like against somebody that's really really good, and it's milliseconds of you pressing a button, and by the time that gets processed through and like sent out there for it to respond, you know, I mean that has to be
about playing a real sport. You're like, it's not gonna lag on you when you're playing.
Yeah, no, you can't fucking you break a leg, but you know, like that's I don't know. At least you can't get injured, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, no, actually, no, that was another thing. People
injuries.
die. Like playing like 36 hours straight or like 48 hours straight or something.
The addiction kicks in, like
exhaustion. They wouldn't sleep. Mm-hmm. I heard there was a few instances of just
at like LAN cafes and stuff, right? I mean, it wouldn't only be there, but you could do it at home. But
at what cafes?
You know, they have like LAN cafes, like internet cafes where you just go to play games, whatever it is.
Back in the day, these were more prominent.
Yeah, just played too much. Didn't look out for their own well-being, man.
Okay.
They just got so tired they died.
No, yeah, like they died of exhaustion.
Like I'm so tired of it.
Like I'm so many Red Bulls in, you know. At that point, it's just they die of exhaustion. Yeah, I heard a few instances. It was like some kid, and I actually think it was with Fortnite. Wasn't it an issue? Like didn't with respect to Fortnite when it came out, didn't like the Crown Prince of England make a comment about Fortnite? Did you read about that? Like where he was like
condemning
it. Like dude, something was happening.
Because I know some people think like, but there is a thing with addiction with games, right? And sometimes like we need our youth potentially at those crucial years in high school. I mean, some of them like with World of Warcraft 2 or like, you know, get so addicted to it, they, you know, the responsibilities go out the window. Man.
Yeah,
it's like
it can be bad. It can be bad, but anything, you know, I mean, I think it's like human nature. You can be addicted to anything.
Right. Yep.
You know,
in moderation.
Anything can be bad. Anything in moderation is okay.
You need to do anything.
But like when it comes to this level of playing, at that point you have to be fucking addicted. You know what I mean? Like to be able to compete. That's what I think.
Then you don't need though a job at all. Literally, their job is 8 hours a day. If you just play a game for 8 hours a day, like you would go to work, you're going to get very good at that game, and that's what they do. Yeah. They literally play these games because it is actually their job.
And then all the moms and dads that have been condemning it your entire life, you can be like, well, fuck, mom, I've made $2 million, $3 million winning this tournament.
See,
you know, like,
and think about that with like the NBA, right? Isn't there? From year to year, like say 5-10 years from now, isn't it like the same? Unless new teams are created, it's the same amount of people that can get paid to do that, right?
Exactly.
But with esports, there's new games popping up. You know what I mean? There's more opportunities to get in there and make money.
Yeah, right. It's not so regulated, and that's. I mean, it's kind of like Bitcoin. That's what the hype was. Hype was about Bitcoin and altcoins and all these fucking coins. It was deregulation.
Yep.
You know. Right. There's an authority, you know, I mean, NBA is an authority and it kind of controls everything. I think there's a beauty and it's kind of almost like human nature to have that kind of chaos, and that's what this is. I mean, at least early, but we don't know what the future is. You know, they could create an authority, it could just be one.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
You're right, though. It's not super early in its, you know, phase and all that, but really, there's still, tons of ways it can go. It's somewhat wild, wild west out there.
I wonder if one day they're just going to include it in the Olympics.
Yeah, man, it was big enough, like you said, over there already in Korea and all that. But
yeah, I know. Like, I mean, but just the general Olympics. Like, I wonder if they're just going to include it.
Possibly, yeah. Bless you.
Thanks.
Edit that out.
Okay. Right. All right. Are we? Feel like we covered good enough amount of this topic.
What do you guys think?
That's solid.
I feel like we're at probably like, you know, like a good 10. Minutes. Yeah, I feel like you'd be surprised. I feel like that could have been easily like 10, 11 minutes.
Time, yeah, that's true.
All right.
And cuts.
But remember, it takes like fucking.